Bruno Mars just came back after 9 years just to sell 175,000 first week with over 100 million Spotify listeners. Jay-Z is allegedly dropping an album in April to distract from the Epstein files, and Joe Budden got threatened by Roc Nation for talking about Jay-Z on his podcast. Child, let us get into it. So Bruno Mars came back with his album that he dropped on February 27th called The Romantic after nearly a decade since his last solo album. So his last solo project was 24 Karat Magic. It is still my jam. I still listen to that album. He dropped that album back in 2016. That was like literally 9 years ago. Now in 2021, he did that Silk Sonic album with Anderson .Paak, which is also fire. But this album, child, The Romantic, this album just isn't it. Now, before the album drop, projections had him doing 200K first week, more than 200,000 first week, child. People were hyped. Bruno Mars has over 100 million Spotify listeners. I think he's got like 129 million or 128 million. He's one of the biggest artists on the planet, child. Die with a Smile with Lady Gaga was a hit. APT with Rose was a hit. But a comeback of selling 175,000 sales only in the first week, this is embarrassing, child. This is Bruno Mars. Bruno Mars is not supposed to be doing less than 200K after a solo album, after making fans wait for 9 years, and he comes back with 175. So Nicki outsold Lady Gaga and she outsold Bruno Mars, and Cardi B even outsold Bruno Mars. Child, this is embarrassing. J. Cole outsold Bruno Mars? What is happening? Now I know people are gonna say the excuse is that people are not buying music, people are streaming, but child, this album is gonna be carried by a lot of radio and a lot of playlisting. Now, earlier when he dropped his single, there was a lot of discourse online. People were arguing, and like I say, child, but unfortunately my video received a copyright strike, so it got taken down. But I did do a video on that single, reviewing that single, and I say to child, that single sounded like everything that we've heard from Bruno Mars before. Like, if you're gonna wait 9 years and come back with a new album, you have to give us something we haven't heard from you before. But this album, child, I know it's all love songs, 9 tracks, but it sounds like something we have already heard from Bruno Mars. So there was no hype for this album. I didn't stream it. I'm not gonna stream it. I didn't like the single, so I don't think I should. I'm not gonna listen to the album, but I still listen to his older music, not this new music, child. But anyway, moving on. Now, child, let us talk about Camel Toe. So I ain't gonna be referring to his real name because he had one of my videos taken down. But allegedly, child, word on the street is that Camel Toe is in the studio and he is planning on dropping a new album in early April 2026. So allegedly, the album is gonna feature Beyonce, Travis Scott, and other big names. So obviously, Kendrick Lamar is also gonna be on this album. But the news hasn't been confirmed by Roc Nation. So there hasn't been an official track list. There hasn't been an official announcement. There hasn't been nothing, just as rumors that have been going around. Now, since the Epstein files have dropped, we know that that camp has been scrambling, trying to, put PR stunt over PR stunt. And now, I don't think anybody cares for a Camel Toe album in 2026, but his name did appear in the Epstein files 38,000 times, and that is according to the New York Times. So not a million like some people were saying, but 38,000, child, that is still a lot. So we also know that an anonymous caller in 2019 claimed that Camel Toe was in a room with Epstein, Harvey Weinstein, and she had woken up at Epstein's mansion. So though that was unverified, there were no investigations, there were no charges, but child, that is still out there. His wife also lost 10 million IG followers after those 5 drops. The UK land purchase fell through, so they're not going to be moving to the UK. But the PR stunts haven't been sticking because people still are calling them out about the Epstein files. So what's the next best move? To release music and have Beyonce carry the album. Now, here's what's going to happen if that album drops, because this is classic PR 101. So they're going to try and control the narrative. They're going to drop the album. They're going to do some interviews. They're going to talk about the music, the artistry, the legacy that is crumbling right now. They're not going to talk about Epstein. They're not going to address the Cotswold. They're not going to address the followers that his wife lost. They're just going to flood our timelines with content so the people even forget why they were mad in the first place. Will it work? Obviously not, because the other PR stunts haven't been working. And the internet doesn't forget. So those Epstein files are still there. The screenshots are still saved. And an album full of features isn't going to make people unsee what they already saw. And we already know, child, the cat is out of the bag. Now, Charles, still talking about Camel Lace Fronto and his Operation Red Nation, Joe Budden on his podcast just exposed the entire operation. So we know that a lot of these media outlets, the Shade Room even posted when Lace Front's name actually appeared in when the Epstein files dropped and Lace Front's name was in the files, the Shade Room posted and then they deleted a few minutes later. So we haven't seen a lot of these big media outlets, these big media houses post about Lace Front and the Epstein files because allegedly, child, he has been threatening people behind the scenes, allegedly. Now, Joe Budden, so he is out here claiming that Lacey uses his power and influence to silence people, and Joe Biden is not the first, neither is he gonna be the last to talk about this. And when that doesn't work out, Lacey gets his lawyers involved or has his team make phone calls. So Marc Lamont Hill revealed that he got a call too about his previous critical statements about Lace friend Camotel.
They think we scared of Roc Nation. Like we get our talking points every day from Roc Nation.
I feel like I told somebody recently, if you want to get Jay-Z and y'all got him, I'm down. But you have to have him. Like, that's a big fish. It can't be, oh, that's his son. I don't care about that. It can't be, oh, the psychic said in 2036 you're going down. Joe talk. No. You asking me to fuck with really powerful people that I know watch and listen to every word I say. And if not every word, certainly when their name come up. So when you have these people, I'm down.
That's how I feel. Super Bowl shit, I was on his ass. He did some other shit with the school, was on his ass. Got the call too. But but I still ain't afraid to be on it. You know what I mean? But like you said, I'm not chasing. And I do that with anybody. You know, I give people the benefit of the doubt. Being up here has taught me that too. You know what I mean? Because everybody has a different position. I'm like, you know, I got to be a little more measured with some of this shit. Because we don't know what's true and what's not. And so much untrue shit comes out. And this platform is too big to jump out the window on some shit.
Yeah, it's tough. You kill yourself.
Now, child, everybody knows this is how Roc Nation works. Make a phone call, send a threatening text, send their lawyers to talk to you and whatnot. Threatening people behind the scenes. And threatening people behind the scenes requires money, which obviously they're running out of. So they have to get Rihanna back on board to drop music, which is why Rihanna is coming back with music featuring Mariah Carey. And she's going to be working on her new album because of this. Now, Joe Budden also said himself that he is not scared of Lacey. He's going to keep talking because what's Lacey going to do? Sue him for having an opinion? He took down one of my videos for having an opinion, child. That still irks with me and I hate it. Now, child, this is not the early 2010s where you can just make a phone call and threaten people. Eventually, they're going to run out of money. Eventually, they're going to go into debt. And there was a blind item that did come out saying that this former C- rapper, okay, he's not A+ anymore. This former C- rapper is paying the blogs, Forbes, to publish this article saying, oh, here's worth this and this, so that if he goes with that and people know about that, people can lend him money because the banks don't want to lend this man money. The banks don't want to lend this man money. So this is why he's coming up with an album, and his wife is also going to follow it up with expensive prices for their tickets. So they need that liquid cash. So they might be billionaires on paper, but they don't got $1 billion in their bank accounts. The great example, child, is Elon Musk. So Elon Musk is the richest man on this planet, but he don't got it like that, child. He said it himself, okay? So I don't know. I mean, for the Bayhive, the fans, they always say, oh, she's worth this much. She don't got that much in the bank accounts. She don't. He don't. This is why they have to lend money. And this is why they have to pay Forbes to write those articles so that when they go to people they want to borrow money from, they'll be like, oh, look at this. Forbes said we're worth this much. So you got to give us your money. But y'all, that is all I have for you guys in this video. Damn, 8 minutes. But I will see you guys in my next video with more tea. Bye.